What time is it? Unhaul time. Da 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 da. I couldn't think of any words to go for that second verse, but you know what? I think this is appropriate. I wanted to do something that would be an intro before the intro. So this is the intro before the intro. So let's get into the actual intro to get into this video because it's going to be a long one. Hey guys, today I am going to be doing a spring unhaul. Finally, I have not done an unhaul since the end of July of last year, and at that point, my video quality was horrid. I actually went back and watched part of that unhaul, and I was cringing at myself. If you want to watch it, I'll link it down below. It was actually like one of my very first few videos, and the video quality was not so great because it was on my old camera, and I mean the quality wasn't bad, but the way I had the lights set up, they were like underneath the camera, so it just didn't look right. I looked really washed out in those videos, so I am so happy to have this amount of quality in my videos now. Like, I am so proud of how well my videos have been turning out lately. Like the title says, and like the intro before the intro says, and like I just said, wow, okay. Like I just said, I am going to be doing a unhaul. There are a lot of books on my shelf that I've accumulated between July and now, and some of the books I had on my shelf back in July too, and I just wasn't ready to get rid of them. But I'm looking at my shelves now, and I'm realizing that as I'm getting through my TBR shelf, I'm going through the books quickly. I'm realizing that I have no room to put the books from my TBR shelf that I've read up on the red shelves. And yes, things will change eventually when I get that new shelving unit stuff on my wall, but for now I have to make do with the space that I have, and right now I ain't got none. That was really great grammar. I don't have any room on my bookshelves left. So there are a bunch of books that I have that some might surprise you that I need to get rid of. They're taking up too much space for all of the books that I can read, and I feel like it's spring cleaning time, and that's gonna start with my books. There are a lot of books, like I said. I don't know how many exactly. By the end of this I will know, so the number will pop up here on the screen, and at the end of this video I will mention it too, but I'm not going to go through and say a reason for why I'm getting rid of all of them. Some of them I just don't want anymore. Most of them it's that case, I don't want them on my shelves anymore, or I'm not going to read them, or I've just got tired of that series and I don't want to finish it. There are a couple of those. Some of them, like I said, might surprise you, but there will be a few that I go through and explain why, because some of those surprises you're going to be like, what? Why are you getting rid of those? And I feel like you guys deserve an explanation for at least those, because there are some series that I'm getting rid of that are kind of big on BookTube, or that a lot of people like, and I feel like I should give you guys a reason of some sort. So I guess you could consider this part 1 of this video, because once I'm done this unhaul, I am actually going to be doing a bit of a reorganization video, because there are going to be some big gaps on my shelves, that in places that you can see or that are close to where you can see, and I figured that would be kind of a different, I could do a spring reorganization video and show you guys where older books are going to come up and stuff like that. So I guess you could consider it a reorganization moving video. In that video, I'm going to show you where books are going, like I did on my last reorganization video, which was a while ago, which is going to be linked down below. But I'm also going to be talking about a few of the series that I am keeping, but I am moving off of these shelves and putting on the shelves in my storage unit, cupboard thing in my hallway, until I get those new bookshelves where I can have all of my books in my room. Now, enough of my rambling. Let's just jump right into the books that I am going to be getting rid of. I think this first series is probably the scariest place to start, because I'm getting rid of 3 books in a series that I know people have read and people love, and this is one of the ones that will be getting an explanation, but they were on the top shelf. They're the first set of books that I'm going to be unhauling, and that is the Beautiful Creatures series by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stohl. Now, before you go off on me, do not come at me with razor claws and screaming at me because of these books. I know they are huge, and I know they're a lot of money, and This one is fairly worn, and I mean, I could keep them, but they're taking up space on my shelf. I haven't read this series in like 2 years, and I finished Beautiful Darkness just after it came out, but I didn't actually finish Beautiful Chaos. I just didn't like this book. I got 150 pages in and I stopped, and I'm not going to start. I'm not going to pick it back up. I'm not going to finish this book. I'm not going to be picking up the next 1, 2 books in this series. After the movie, everything kind of, it was at a plateau. I was going to pick this book back up, but after that movie, downhill. And I am tired of having such big books on my shelf that I'm not going to reread. I'm not going to finish the series. And I feel like there's a big chunk up there now that I can actually put books that I've read that I liked up there. I guess I'm going to be working down this side first and then go to this side. This is probably another one of the surprise ones that I'm going to be unhauling, and I'm actually not really regretting it because I'm not going to be reading the third in the series, and the size issue between the first book and the second book that I'm going to show you have driven me nuts for forever. I mean for forever, okay? If you couldn't guess, I'm about to show you what they are. It is Matched and Crossed by Ali Condi. I don't know that I'm ever going to finish this series because this second book really didn't, like, I don't even really remember what happened in the second book. I remember what happened in the first book. I do. And I really liked the first book. It was the second book that kind of made me meh about the series, and the size difference between this hardcover and this paperback have always driven me nuts. Like crazy. Whenever they were sitting beside each other on a shelf and I'd see this much of a gap, it just drove me insane. That being said, the third book in the series is red and it's called Reached, and she breaks free of the ball and she's standing up in a red dress and all that kind of stuff. And maybe someday in the future I'll pick up that book from the library or something, but I just don't want these on my shelf anymore. I don't. Maybe someday, if I do like the third book, if I ever read it, I'll repurchase the series, but for now, it's gotta go. It's gotta hit the road, Jack, and don't you dare come back. Next, I'm going to be getting rid of Eve by Anna Carey and its sequel, Once by Anna Carey. I have had these books, I've read this book, but I've had these books on my shelf for forever, and I tried getting into this one, but I don't remember I remember the ending of this one, but I don't, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to get to this one. It's been on my shelf for almost 2 years now, and it's just time for them to go. These next few, I'm just going to fly through with no explanation, because they're just random books on my shelf that I'm probably never going to read or have read and don't want anymore. The first one is How to Love by Katie Contugno. At first I thought it was Contenu. Next is a book that doesn't have a dust jacket, and it is I'll Be There by Holly Goldberg Sloan. My Name is Memory by Anna Brashares. Forever Summer, which is 2 books written by Allison Noel. Yeah, I don't even know how to say your last name. She wrote The Immortals. Next is Spells by April Lynn Pike, and I feel really stupid for saying this, but this is the second book in the series, The Wings series. This is the second book, and I didn't know that when I bought it, so I bought this book and read this book and didn't understand why I wasn't understanding some of the things they were talking about, but that's because it's the second book in a series, and although I like this book and I've had this book for forever, I'm not going to pick up the other books. I'm just not. I'm not interested in this series anymore, so it's going. This shelf here is looking so bare right now. Do you see this? Do you see this? The next book is The Eternal Kiss, 13 Vampire Tales of Blood and Desire, some by Libba Bray, Rachel Kane, Melissa De La Cruz. I know Holly Black wrote one, Kelly Armstrong, Sarah Reese Brennan, a whole bunch of other people, but I've never read the books in here, and I don't think I'm going to. I think there's an excerpt of The Coldest Girl in Cold Town in here, and that was probably the only reason why I bought it. Next is Dark Visions by L.J. Smith. This has 3 books in it, I think. Yeah, she's the author of the Vampire Diaries, and they're vampire books, and I'm just not into vampires anymore that much. Next are 4 books by the same author, and the only explanation I have for these is I was given them for free, so I kept them because I like this author, but I don't like these books, so they're going. And they are the 7 Years to Sin by Sylvia Day, Ask For It by Sylvia Day, The Stranger I Married by Sylvia Day, and Passion for the Game by Sylvia Day. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Girl Who Played with Fire, and The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, all by Stieg Larsson. This is a book I've been planning on getting rid of for forever because I hate it. I could not finish it, and if you have seen previous videos, I was gonna do a very negative book talk on this, but I just, at this point, I really don't think it's necessary. I just hate it, and that's all there is to it, and I'm never gonna finish reading it, and I definitely regret buying it. And that is Rockaholic by C.J. Skews. The next 2 books are quick, and I'm going to show them together because they actually aren't mine, but they've been on my shelf for forever. They're actually Kiana's. I'll link my cover with her down below. She was playing guitar, I was singing, and she and her stepmom loaned me these books a couple of years ago, I think, almost a couple of years ago now, and I'm going to end up giving them back because I'm not reading them and they're taking up space on my shelf. So that is The Lucky One by Nicholas Sparks and Aragon by Christopher Paolini. Next is Ballad by Maggie Stiefvater. It is a sequel companion novel to the book called Lament by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm keeping the first one because I really enjoyed it and I still like it, and it's fairly small. This one, however, I have tried reading multiple times and it's just not happening. Next is My Favorite Band Does Not Exist by Robert T. Jesenik, The Twinning Project by Robert Lipsett, Somebody Everybody Listens To by Suzanne Supley, The Extraordinary Secrets of April, May, and June by Robin Benway, The Last Dragon Slayer by Jasper Fforde, The Power of 6 and The Rise of 9 by Pittacus Lore. These I am probably going to be sending to Kat very soon because I know they've been on her wish list on Amazon for a while, and I said I was going to send them to her, and at one point she didn't have a P.O. box, and now she does have a P.O. box, so I'm going to be sending these to her. My Life in Pink and Green by Lisa Greenwald, Bud Not Buddy by Christopher Paul Curtis. These last 4 books I'm about to show you are kids' books. I got them when I was like 8, and they were one of the first sets of books that I was really into at the time, and I'm ready to get rid of them now. And they are the Megastar Mystery books by Annabelle Starr. There is Mirage, Fusion, Gemini, and Angel, and I actually know of a little girl that I might be giving these to. So those were the 38 books that I am unhauling. It feels pretty good, but now that I'm looking at my shelves, there are a lot of big spaces that I can finally move up some of my other books that deserve to be up there. Now I have to try and hold all these up for a thumbnail, so wish me luck. This is not going to happen. I can't get them. I can't pick them up, so I'm going to go down to the floor with my camera and get a thumbnail there. These are the 38 books that I'm going to be getting rid of. There was no way in hell I was picking all these up. I couldn't even reach the bottom of this stack. Like I said, those are the 38 books that I am getting rid of. It feels good to have all this space now. Now that I'm looking though, I'm kind of wondering, which books are gonna go where? I will probably end up doing another one of these by the end of the year. It feels good to do them like at least twice a year. Last year I only did it once. Normally I don't do any, but I think twice a year should be good because it'll get rid of all the unwanted books that I have, and it'll make room for all the books that I want to get and I'm going to get that I need the room for. That being said, by the time I do my next one, I will probably have those wall shelves. So there might be a lot more than 38 books next time. I know there was 22 last time, so there's a significant difference. So that is it for this video, you guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye!